Hi guys, welcome back. And today we try to finish the chapter 1. So we look at the last session is application of functions. This part is pretty important because it's kind of like give you the idea, like how do you really link what we learned to the real life, okay? And this is also important because for the SAC, your questions is more about, or essentially it's all about application. So this knowledge or the things you learn then applied to the real life situation. Okay, first one is the cost of tax trips. So they gave us two equations to describe the situation. So hopefully you have time to read it and you can pause video here and read through, then you can keep watching. Okay, so after you read the question, this is called hybrid function. Okay, hopefully you guys remember the name, or we call them piecewise defined functions, right? So from 0 until 1, we pay some fixed cost, then we goes up, we pay more. Okay, so basically this graph or this function, you must read through the sentence, then you get the idea. Okay, so for next one, again, this is a typical one, like we got the rectangular piece of the cardboard and we got the length and width, and we want to find the volume, or we got some parameters and we want to find the area. So it's essentially the same thing. And again, because we only count for squares. Squares means like, like the length and width are the same, okay? And all are 90 degrees. So this is the 4 squares we have. Okay. So then our box gonna be like, now the length is 24 minus 2x, and my width is 18 minus 2x, and my height gonna be x, okay? And just make sure for every part, if the box want to be formed, we have to satisfy the situation. And this one, of course, we can call it domain, but more precisely, we can call it practical domain, okay? Because it's if x is less than 0, or any of these three lengths are less than 0, which does not make any sense because we cannot have the negative length in real life, okay? So this is pretty important because once you have this one, we got our domain of our volume as well, okay? And let's keep going for this part. It asks us to find the area of the rectangular function and state its domain. So for this part, you have to draw something to help you, such as you have to draw the height or the attitude of the isosceles triangles. So for the isosceles, it means AB equals to BC, okay? But the base can be different, okay? And for this one, I think you have to use the similar triangle properties, okay, to get the values of things you want, like the y value, and then you can make your areas is only dependent on one variable, which in here is x, okay? For this kind of question, it's really worth to look at and cover the solutions, try by yourself, then you can check if you want things, even easier, or even you're stuck, you always have the steps to check, okay? So that's the three applications, basically most about the areas, or sometimes about the money you paid or something you used, okay? So this is functions, but once we have the practical problems, just always consider the domain, okay? Consider the meaning, like any of the lengths cannot be less than 0, the money you paid it should be greater or equal to 0, and area, volume, sort of things also need to greater or equal to 0, okay? So that's it. That's for the 1H, and my highly recommended you guys try this question 3, and also question 7, okay? And another pretty important thing is unit, okay? Look at here, it's 2 kilometers per hour, but it's only for 45 minutes. So if you ignore the time or like the unit, then you can randomly like plug in 2 times 45, so which give you 90. And but in this case, it's not does not make any sense because 45 minutes is just like 3/4 of 1 hour. So actually, a month works. The total distance for the works is just 2 times 3/4. Okay, just make sure you consider the time as well. And also in here, because they changed the S kilometer per distance, the mile has traveled after T minutes. So you better change this one. Okay, convert this to kilometers per minute. Okay, so this one is 2 km per 1 hour. We can do this one. Okay, 2 km kilometers divided by 60 minutes. So it will be 1 km divided by 30 minutes. So it's going to be 1/30 kilometers per minute. Okay. I personally feel like this way is easier to help you to convert the units and you never went wrong. Okay. Again, we apply the same strategy over here because the S kilometers traveled by T minutes. Okay. So it's 4 km divided by 1 hour. So it will be 4 km divided by 60 minutes. So in here it's 1/15 kilometers per minute. Okay, just make sure you read the question carefully and to convert the unit as the requirement. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, this is the chapter summary for our chapter 1. So this part is a lot of like revisions and refresh your memories. So another really good strategy to revise is look at the starting at each chapter is the objective and look at the end of the chapter summary. So the bold texts is tell you, the important name or like some of math terminologies you need to remember and also some really key ideas. Okay, so like sort of like implied domain, like the maximum domain, like the sum or like the intersection, like empty set, sort of everything, and this composition, which means our fork FOG, which means x goes to gx first, then goes to the whole thing goes to f, then give you fgx. Okay, makes sense. And another one is like one-to-one functions, and also it's the inverse of the f. Okay, for next part is like odd and even, and we covered long time ago, and also means like strictly increasing, strictly decreasing. Okay, this part is only happens once. Okay, only happen in one time in final exam to help you to show that this function is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. The things or the concept we have is actually this. Okay, if my x2 is greater than x1, always fx2 greater than fx1. It's strictly increasing. Okay, otherwise if my x2 greater than x1 and my fx2 is less than fx1, so it means strictly decreasing. Okay, so that would be most of it. And this final one is like the power functions. Okay, just make sure you know the different powers gonna be sometimes, okay, gonna give you the different graphs. But if you are not sure and you are not confident with this, always substitute some numbers, to get these ideas. Okay, and hopefully this one is makes sense to you guys, and that's is enough for today's lesson. And for our next plan is I will go through, sorry, just give me a sec. I will go through the chapter 2, coordinate geometry and matrix. And this one is more about the linear functions. And I think you guys know this enough and a lot, so I can just quickly go through some basic ideas and then just like talk about more about the simultaneous linear functions, basically two function relations, okay? And hopefully you guys like my videos, and if you can, please subscribe and click the like button and share with your friend as well, okay? Enjoy the time and just remember, math is fun, okay? Thanks guys, bye bye, see you guys in the next video.